I can't remember when I got into Bionic Commando. I know we played it a good bit at Michael and Nick's house. I know as soon as I saw the grappling hook, I was hooked. Check out this box art. Is it not impressively rad? Even today, I think this is incredible. I'm ready to dive into it again right now. The gist of Bionic Commando is simple. Parachute into the level, fight your way to the communications room, get the intel, find and defeat the final boss, unlock a weapon or item, go in a few neutral villages to visit for more exposition, tips, or gear, and you've got the game. There's no jump button in Bionic Commando. It took my younger self a while to figure out how to play a 2D side-scroller without jumping. I'd have been maybe 10 or 11 at the time, and gameplay without jumping was a wild concept. I ended up replaying the first level over and over and over, as it was so fun perfecting my swinging skills with this new, to me, mechanic. You start with a map screen to select your level, allowing you to tackle missions in the order you prefer, within some limits. This concept is a nice bit of freedom in the game. If your chopper flies over an enemy personnel vehicle, you're forced down into an overhead fight. Your bionic arm is still swinging, but now it's in a circle around you to deflect bullets or knock back enemies. Completing these overhead stages allows you to collect continues, plus serves as a fun change of pace. Some levels can only be completed with special weapons for destroying literal obstacles. One level is much easier when you unlock the flares, which light up the dark underground caves. I suppose you could push through without that item, but I never wanted to try it. Should you find yourself ill-prepared, pressing A, B, and Start at the same time will send you back to the map to select another level. I mentioned playing at my house, but we also brought it over to Michael and Nick's, where we chipped away at it all summer. Michael and Nick were our oldest and closest friends. They were our next-door neighbors. Michael and I were the same age, Andy, 2 years younger than us, and Nick, 3 years younger. We did so much stuff together, and almost every NES game that we played will feature some story with them. I cannot remember if we beat it there initially, but I know I beat it a few times. I recall impressing everyone with my skill of swinging around the levels. All four of us were gamers, and we each had our strengths and weaknesses, and for whatever reason, mine was navigating the levels. Or maybe it's because I was the oldest and bossiest, and I just played more than they did. The details are lost to time. The looks and sounds are incredible. I love how bright the colors are. Everything pops. The result is awesome, with each level looking unique and different. The music keeps you going and is always perfectly suited for the level. Classic Capcom deliciousness. The entire presentation brought me back over and over, excited to replay. The verticality encouraged exploration, and there was no time limit. Sometimes I'd zip through as fast as I could, while other times I'd explore every square inch of the map looking for hidden secrets like extra lives. Later levels required an almost leap of faith, a good bit of risk, swinging out into oblivion hoping you'd hook something to save yourself. It was a great experience. On to some interesting things that stuck out. White squares with red numbers are the regular missions. Red squares with white numbers are neutral villages. There are no enemies here, and firing a shot will lead you to being attacked until you leave the level. You can enter specific doors and find random people hanging out in the gray rooms, chilling with moving platforms and spiked floors. Sometimes you find a communicator or an accessory. Accessories included energy pills to refill your health, iron boots which let you kick enemies when you swung into them. Every mission then saw you equip a weapon, specific communicator, and accessory. The flexibility of combinations is great, as you can replay with different weapons to experiment and have fun. The dialogue is great. The communications rooms give you a wiretapping prompt. In theory, you could get some tips or insight, although I never figured out what the point was of learning the garbage dump is in Area 9. How is that a benefit to me? Then there's a level boss who starts out by saying PPP, which made us laugh. Is it PP? Because that's funny because it's bathroom. Or is it just pie pie pie? It would be decades later when reading anime with my daughter Melody and I learned it's Japanese onomatopoeia for beeping or chirping electronics. I'll also mention here I told Nick rocket launcher in French is roquette launcher. For the longest time, that's what we just always called it. The game did have some shocking moments. At one point, the bad guy calls you a damn fool, which was startling for us to see in a Nintendo game. But better still, when you finally face him in the big boss fight, you blast him with the bazooka and his head explodes. I cannot stress how wild this was for the time. We had never seen anything like it. Nothing that gory was around back then. We were so impressed, and we loved replaying this part. Bionic Commando is my all-time favorite Nintendo game. I highly recommend it to anybody who's never played it. You can still pick it up and play it right now. It's just so much fun.